Hello, student. In last lecture, we will see we studied the edge devices, and in today's lecture, I am going to discuss reading sensor data and transmit to the cloud. Okay, so summary of most important terms which are used widely in the sensor network is a provided following sensor or transducer that converts a physical phenomenon such as a heat, light, sound, motion into the electric or other signal that may be further proceed by the other devices. Then we have a sensor node, the basic unit consisting a sensor network. It embeds the processor, memory, wireless interface, and the local autonomous power supply. Okay, so third one is a network topology, uh, a graph where nodes are sensor nodes and edges are the communication links. Okay, then we have a routing, the process of forwarding data of interest along a network path from the source node to its final destination. Then we have a resource. This term is used to address the sensors and the communication links, the computational capabilities, the data storage, and the energy amount of node. Okay, so sensor includes a processor which is thorough enough to configure the data uploading to the cloud. The Ethernet connection would connect to the wired Ethernet service. Some place don't have a wired internet. The processor could also have the ability to update or modify the function of the sensor, so there is no involvement of radio links. Okay, so we have a sensors which can sense the data and transfer it to the our module. Okay, so cloud computing is a model for enabling the convenient and on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources, and that can be rapidly provised and released with the minimal management effort or a service provider interaction. So in cloud computing platform, instead of having a local servers for collecting and managing the information coming from the applications, remotely located servers are dynamically provised and reconfigured according to the actual needs. So as an example, if we consider a wind or solar farm, the weather related information collected by WSN and can be proceed together with the grid and related information to improve the plant efficiency and better satisfy the power demand. Okay, so cloud computing also describes some application that can be remotely accessed through the internet. Such cloud applications exploit the large data centers and the powerful servers similarly to the web application and web services we use every day. Okay, so cloud computing features are these are the features for cloud computing services that service on demand. Clients requests are satisfied automatically without the intervention of human operators. So when any cloud is sorry any client is request anything, then replies is back from the cloud. Okay, so there is no any human operator is there. Okay, second one is the elasticity of demand. So available resources are used by the clients according to their own needs for a flexible period of time. Then abstraction is actual resources, hardware or a software are hidden to the clients. So customer of service exploits the resources offered by the provider without knowing the location from where proceed the data will arrive or where will be the stored. Okay, so fourth one is the service measurement. The provider exploits the tools for measuring the actual use of offered service. Then fifth is a resource pooling. So available services constituting a pool of services are assigned dynamically according to the client's request. Okay, so sixth one is a network access. The client application can run over a various platform by means of internet access. exploits their device as mobile phone, tablets, laptops, and so on. Okay, so according to its implementation, the cloud can provide a different service levels. First is the infrastructure as a service. This model provides the basic storage and computing capabilities as the standardized service over the network. Consequently, the user on the client side does not need to buy its own hardware. The user would typically execute its own application, exploiting the workload offered by the infrastructure. As an example, consider a service offered by the Amazon EC2. Okay. So then second is a platform as a service, PaaS. So this model provides the application software and or development environment as a service. In addition, other higher level software applications can be executed exploiting the same service. So consequently, the user has a freedom to create his own applications that are executed by the infrastructure of the provider. As an example, consider the Google's App Engine or Windows Azure. Okay, so Google App Engine is a type of a platform as a service. Okay, so then third is a software as a service, SaaS, and this model provides the services to clients according to then request. A single instance of services execute on the cloud and can be used by multiple end users. So this is no need for investment on the client side hardware or software licenses. Okay, so is the sensor to the mobile. So sensor give the data to the mobile phone, and this data is travel to the cloud through the network. Okay, so also sensor with the radio can directly send the data to the cloud. Okay, so sensor to mobile phone network to the cloud. Okay, so the IoT, the capability to the interconnect every possible device opens a new scenario with the WSN and cloud computing services, and the availability of powerful and inexpensive smart devices allow to optimize the information management, sharing measurement results, and improving quality of services. Okay, so the communication patterns for these devices can be categorized in the following categories: telemetry, inquiry, command, and notification. So what is telemetry? A client device sends data one way to cloud service. Inquiry is a client device sends a query to the cloud service and receives a response. So it is a type of inquiry. Then command, a cloud service issue a command to a client device, and client device returns a success or a failure response. Okay, so command is used for generally such a device where we want to send any on and off command. Okay, so then fourth one is a notification. Cloud service issues a one way out of band notification to the client device that's important for the device operation. Okay, so these are the some communication patterns. So now we have a topic that controlling devices through a cloud using a mobile application and web application. So how we can control a device through cloud using a mobile or a web application. So modern mobile devices such as the smartphones, tablet have made many presensive computing dreams come true, and still many mobile applications do not perform well due to the shortage of resources for computation, data storage, network bandwidth, and battery capacity. So while such application can be redesigned with client server models to benefit from cloud services, the user are no longer in full control of application, which has become a serious concern for data security and privacy. Since the internet become popular, a mobile device might overcome the constraints by offloading a proportion of application workload onto a server machine via the network to the save execution time and conserve the energy. So cloud computing has changed the software infrastructure and business models of internet services with technologies to provide and manage the abundant resources of computation and data storage over the network at a relatively low amortized the operation cost. So figure shows the sensor to mobile phone to cloud. Okay, so all sensor send the data to the Wi-Fi radio, through the Wi-Fi radio, through the BT radio. Okay, so Bluetooth radio. Then some routers have a Bluetooth radio also. Then smartphone with Wi-Fi and BT radios are also can send the signal directly to the sensor or to the Wi-Fi router or directly to the mobile communication, or we can say that the cloud, directly to the cloud. Okay, so Wi-Fi router collect all the data and send it to the cloud through the network. Okay, so application redesign and deployment, traditional client server models have been successfully used for mobile application to leverage the resources in the cloud, but additional efforts such as application partitioning and deployment of services are required to enable the dynamic fine grain client server collaboration. Okay. So when the client may decide to offload a piece of work to the server during the runtime, when the resources are available, if the offloading is beneficial, so network condition and service availability, the quality of mobile network is not adequate for delivering satisfactory user experiences via the collaboration between the mobile devices and cloud services. Mobile and web application usually require a backend server. Web applications require a web server to deliver the content. Application also need to store user profiles and media such as the images, videos. Communication between the application and the server is often done using the APIs, which is usually REST. Okay, so this is all about the how we can control the things using the mobile and web application. Okay, so basically mobile and web application uses the network and cloud data to control the things. Okay, so last topic of the chapter is the IoT gateways. IoT gateway as a hardware device or a virtual software code act as a communication bridge between the IoT sensors. So all the IoT devices are connected to the data system and private cloud or general internet cloud using the gateway. Okay, so uh, gateway is a bridge, okay, between the IoT sensor network and the cloud server. So IoT gateway device has a layered architecture. So this is so the IoT gateway, and IoT gateway deployment development process hardware platform. This defines the processing power and memory specification of IoT gateway. This is the gateway powerhouse header. Hardware platform is selected based on complexity of IoT applications that need to be deployed. Then we have a operating system. The decision of opting for a particular OS depends on the latency system. It is best practice to continue to use the OS compatible with the existing system in order to save the cost and hassle-free integration. Third is analytic engine. This layer ensures the raw data is converted into the actionable insights. Okay, so this is it for the chapter number 2. Here your chapter number 2 is completed. So all the 11 points which mentioned in the syllabus. Okay, so all the 11 points we discuss in this lecture. Okay, IoT gateways. Okay, so if you have any kind of doubt related to second chapter, then you can definitely comment it down. Okay, and if you have any kind of doubt related to chapter first or anything, then you can comment it and comment it down in any lecture under the any lecture. Okay, thank you.